For years now, ARL has been the standard for competitive racing in MX bikes. Replica stadiums, real-world schedules, and accurate recreations of the professional real-life series. And honestly, that realism is what made ARL so good. But now, they're doing something completely different. No replicas, no copying real-life tracks. Every single round in this new series is being built completely from imagination. Custom environments, original layouts, and tracks designed specifically to create better racing. And one of the biggest differences? The scaling. These tracks are built smaller and tighter than the traditional ARL replica tracks. This means more racing lines, better battles, and way less of the one-line follow-the-leader racing that MX Bikes sometimes falls into on the competitive side. The goal isn't just realism anymore, it's competition and fun. Welcome to the World Dirt Racing SMX Championship. So these guys are trying to do MX Bikes racing differently. A couple months ago, they dropped this test compound for everyone to ride, and honestly, even this felt different from the normal MX Bikes Supercross stuff that we're used to. The track flows a little better, the scaling feels a little tighter, and there's just more opportunities to take different lines and still be competitive while racing, instead of just being stuck in the one main line the entire moto. And I think that's the whole entire philosophy behind this project. They're not trying to recreate the real life tracks that you've seen a million times over and over again. They're trying to make tracks that are actually fun to race. And they're going all in on this series too. They've got a full website, full schedule, branding for every series. There's SMX playoffs. There's rider licensing, which we will do a deep dive on here in just a minute, and a real championship structure. It feels way more organized and professional than most of the smaller MX Bikes projects usually do. Like, they genuinely want this to feel like a real motorsports championship. Even the website itself is just super clean. You can tell that they actually care about presentation and making this whole thing feel legit. And probably one of the coolest parts about all of this, every single track is going to be completely free, which is huge. There's always a pay barrier behind all of the content of official series racing in bikes. But with this, the tracks themselves are completely free for the community. The paid side is only if you want to race, and that's where the rider licensing comes into play. Now, in order to actually race the championship and be eligible for points, for prizes, and all of that stuff, you do need to purchase a racing license from the World Dirt Racing website. But honestly, the pricing structure makes a lot of sense. Instead of charging everybody for the tracks themselves, they make all the content free for the entire community. That way, whether you're racing the series or not, you can still get to ride all of the awesome tracks. Then, the paid side is just your competition license, similar to how they do it over on MX Simulator. And for World Dirt Racing, the price changes depending on which class you want to race in. So if you're racing in the pro class, that's the most expensive, and if you're racing in the novice class, that's the least expensive, which I think makes it feel a lot more like a real sanctioned racing series than just another MX Bikes racing league. And look, considering the amount of work that these guys are putting into the tracks, into the branding, into the website, the schedule, the whole organization, I think it feels pretty fair, because this clearly isn't just a couple random races that they're throwing together. They're trying to build an actual professional style championship ecosystem around MX Bikes, and I think it's pretty dang sick. Now, although the official series doesn't actually start until Sunday, May 31st, they did just this past Sunday on May 17th have their round 0 or preseason round at the track they created for Timberline, Canada. And this track was actually pretty dang cool. It was one of the track that seems easy when you're first spinning laps on it, but the more you ride it and you actually start trying to run burners and go fast, it'll reach up and bite you without you even realizing it. Like the inside ruts, he makes them tight and a little bit shallow on purpose. That way you have to go a little bit slower. That way the insides aren't as OP. And he adds a little bit of different rhythm sections. Again, with the scaling, it makes it a little bit easier to do that. And I already talked to them as well about this track and kind of got their feedback on how the race went. They're taking all of the comments and concerns and criticisms and positives. They're paying attention to all of it, like I said, because they care so much. And they're already working on adjusting the future tracks for future rounds to make them race better. And one of my favorite parts about this round is that they actually did a joker lane, which adds quite a bit of time to your lap time, and they enforced it so that you had to do it at least once a race, and if you didn't do it in the race, you got a 1 lap penalty. And I know that they did actually have to force this a couple times during the racing, so if they have any joker lanes on any of the future races, I'd be curious to see how it shakes things up. Now, one of the other cool things that they did that I noticed was after this preseason race, they actually had a full breakdown in the news section of the website of how the racing went, some of the highlights, and different things like that, which again is one of the things that just makes this series feel more legit than a lot of the other series. This is the kind of stuff that makes the races matter way more than the other races, and it's small things that often get overlooked by series promoters. Other things that they've added to their website that I haven't even mentioned, they've got a weather spinner for each round. They've got a track map that you can look at for each of the rounds that they've already planned out for the 10 Supercross rounds that they're going to be having. And these guys are just on top of their game. So, all of that to say, if you love racing and MX bikes, no matter your skill level, these guys 1000% deserve your support. You can tell there's a ton of passion behind this project, and they're genuinely trying to push MX Bikes racing in a new and better direction. I will leave links to the website and to the Discord down below so that you guys can explore everything for yourselves and stay up to date with all things related to the WDR, the World Dirt Racing SMX Championship. Once again, round 1 officially starts on May 31st. So if you're interested at all, I highly recommend downloading the tracks for free right now and getting some time on them before the gate drops. I'm seriously excited to see where this series goes, and I think that this could end up being something really special for the bikes community. So yeah, I hope to see some of you guys out there racing on May 31st. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.